If you're seeing this, you're probably a roofing owner doing 2 to 6 million a year, juggling storm work, retail jobs, supplements at drag, and crews that are always short-handed. Record revenue on paper, but between ACV timing, depreciation holdbacks, and commission structures, it never quite feels like record money in your account. So you might be wondering, who is this guy? My name is Lauren Weeks. I grew up around the trades. My dad ran commercial jobs. My grandfather laid brick. My brother's an electrician. I went the other way. I got my MBA, learned total quality management, Six Sigma, and started and sold a tech company. Then I came back and spent the last decade in the field with contractors, including roofers, on job sites and sales meetings and at kitchen tables, trying to figure out if there'd be enough cash for payroll on Friday. The problem is simple. Roofing owners who are brilliant at selling and installing work end up broke and buried because they're plugging the wrong holes. I help $2 to $6 million roofing owners install a simple operating framework so the company finally pays them what it should. My mission is to make sure guys who actually climb on the roofs, build multi-million-dollar businesses, don't end up with a company that's worth nothing when they want to step back, or worse, one that owns them. Now you might be thinking, oh yeah, right, what's the catch? What are you trying to sell me? I'm not going to dive into some one-size-fits-all blueprint because your business, your mix of storm and retail, your crews, your market, it's all specific. Pretending I know exactly what you should do from a short video would be like me acting like a used car salesman telling you every car in the lot was owned by a little old lady who only drove to church. That's not what this is, and I'm not going to do that. But here's what I can tell you. After talking with numerous roofing owners, I keep seeing the same 4 places where cash and profit disappear, and that's where I focus. The first leak is cash timing on insurance work. You know the dance. ACV checks show up, you kick off the job, and then depreciation and supplements drag on for weeks and months. Meanwhile, you're carrying labor, material, and trying to keep the pipeline full. We map out where your cash gets stuck at every stage, lead to ACV, ACV to install, and install to final payment, and build a simple tracking system so you can actually see where the bottlenecks are and tighten them up. Big revenue years shouldn't mean big cash holes. Second leak is supplements and scope accuracy. Most owners know there's money being left on the table, missed timelines, code upgrades that nobody caught, sloppy scopes, but it's nobody's full-time job to fix it. We put a repeatable process in place, checklists, clear roles, proper timing. Usually that means you're capturing an extra $800 to $2,000 per job on work you're already doing without adding chaos. The third leak, sales to production handoff. In most shops, sales tosses the half-complete file over the wall, production scrambles to figure it out, and crews show up missing key details. You pay for it and rework, callbacks, and bad reviews. We tighten that handoff with simple standards, what has to be in a file before it hits the production board, so crews can show up once, do it right, and move on. And the fourth leak, commission and overhead math. A lot of $3 to $5 million roofers are still doing some version of 10-50-50 splits or high gross revenue commissions that worked fine when overhead was low. Once you got a real office, staff, fleet costs, and marketing expenses, that formula quietly wipes out your profit. We put the real numbers on the table, actual margin, overhead burden, and what you need to net, and then redesign comps so your reps still win, but you actually get paid too. Those 4 pieces sit inside a simple 5-pillar operating framework: your business model and leadership clarity, claims and production flow, people and roles, data and job costing, and the weekly rhythm that keeps it all from sliding back into chaos. No binders, no theory, just minimum structure so the company isn't totally dependent on you playing the hero every storm season. When this is working, you get predictability instead of whiplash. You know how much you can sell without crushing your crews. You open your AR report and actually understand when money is coming. You can catch margin problems while the job is still running, not 60 days later when it's too late. And the bigger shift, you don't have to manage your business by looking at your bank balance, and you're not the single person who's a single point of failure anymore. You've got a process, a team, and a rhythm that works without you, holding every piece together. That might look like taking a real vacation without checking your phone every hour, showing up to your kid's game midweek, or having a business that someone would actually pay real money for, even if you never want to sell it. Right now, I'm having focused conversations with a handful of roofing owners in the $2 to $6 million range to refine this framework. I know this is a bit unusual, so let me be upfront. I'm happy to compensate you for 30 minutes if that makes it easier for you to say yes. The whole point is to understand what's actually happening with cash flow, supplements, handoffs, and comp in your world, not in theory, and to see where this model holds up and where it needs to flex. If it turns out there's a good fit to work together down the road, great. If not, no hard feelings. I still want you to walk away from the call with at least one or two things you can take back to your team right away. If it makes sense and you're an owner that's in the 2 to 6 million range who's tired of big revenue but thin personal take, just reply with interested or audit, and I'll send over a link to grab 30 minutes. Either way, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to hear what I'm building. Keep your crew safe out there, and hopefully we'll talk soon.